Hello, humans. A little while ago, someone told me that I should do the accent tag, and it's been a while since I did a tag video, so I thought it was a good idea. Especially given that recently there have been some problems on Twitter with the Australian vernacular, Exhibit A Cluedo. It just felt like it was a relevant topic to cover. So I've taken the accent tag, but I've also actually made a bunch of alterations to it just based on stuff that I want to talk about. Because actually the Australian accent is something that has had my mother too easily distracted over the last month. Okay, so first, the list of words aren't root, wash, leaf on the wind, theatre, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, sure, data, ruin, crayon, New Orleans, I think. I don't know, because I try to say place names as they're said by the people who are there, but American TV shows keep changing their mind. Is it New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans? I don't know how it's said. You all say it differently and it leaves me confused. Pecan, probably. Alabama. Lawyer. Okay, I noticed for the first time the other day that at least some Americans actually just say law, yeah. It's lawyer. Lawyer. Okay, no, now I've made it weird. Syrup, pajamas, court, aluminium, envelope. This is one that bugs my mum a lot. People from the States usually say news when we say news, and she gets really annoyed because me and my siblings have picked up saying news from TV shows. And of course, you all seem to think that we have about 5 vowels too many in the word no. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Well, we don't really do that in Australia, so I guess we would call it throwing toilet paper on a house. We call it being rude. Ugh, rude. What is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? It's a slater. There was a slater in the shower the other day, and I had to try and usher it out before it drowned. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? Fizzy drink, but it's also soft drink. What do you call gym shoes? I would call them runners or joggers, probably. What do you say to address a group of people? Well, I mean, I say, hello humans. What do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? I assume that the question is talking about a daddy long legs. What do you call your grandparents? Grandma, granddad, nana, and pop. Yeah. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? The wheeled contraption. I call it a trolley. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? That's a sun shower. Ah. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? That's the remote control, the channel changer. The bit in the sink where the water comes out, US Americans call it a faucet. It's a tap. Now these ones have me confused and I might be wrong, but do you guys call jam jelly? When you're talking about like a jam sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, you're talking about jam, but you're not, but you are. Because you call jelly jello, right? Some obvious ones that need to be addressed. Cookies, we here call biscuits or bickies, if you will. And of course we have lollies in Australia compared to candy in the US, and sweets I think you use in England, don't you? In the US, you don't seem to have queuing. You don't queue for something, you line up for something. We queue. Erasers, we call rubbers, which is pretty funny. Not as funny as the discrepancies between fanny and root, but still pretty funny. Of course, thongs versus flip-flops. You've all heard this, haven't you? We call flip-flop shoes thongs in Australia. Okay, here's one. All right, shrimp versus prawn. This throwing out the shrimp on the Barbie business? I don't even understand where it came from because we don't use the word shrimp. We call them prawns. We do, however, say Barbie for barbecue. Uni is what we call college here. But I mean it is uni because you guys call universities college or school. You say I'm going to school. I don't understand. McDonald's. From what I've heard, you in the States call it Mickey D's. We call it Macca's. That's our personal nickname for it. Does England or do other countries have nicknames for McDonald's? Let me know what the different nicknames for McDonald's are, because I think every country should have one. And speaking of nicknames for official companies, the Salvation Army and St. Vincent de Paul's, the charity shops, we call them Salvos and Vinnies. And I don't just mean that we call them that, they actually, on their signs, it just says salvos. What people from the US call a pickup truck, we call a ute. You call it a trunk, we call it a boot. You call it a hood, but we call it a bonnet. We don't have bars so much as we have pubs. When I say bar, I mean like the place where you go for the alcoholic beverages. Now this is one where we get to gang up on England. The US and Australia both say front yard or backyard, but I think in England you guys call it a front garden or a back garden. But that's where the plants are. Like, if it's just a bunch of grass with a fence around it, how's that a garden? I was watching this documentary the other day, it's called The Sound of Oz, and it talks about the different qualities that the Australian accent has. So most Australians will talk with a rising inflection, so you always want to be phrasing it a little bit like a question. We also do this thing where we speak in negatives to mean positives, so when someone asks, how's it going, we'll say, not bad. Or if someone asks us what we're doing, we'll say, not much. You know, we phrase it as what we're not rather than what we are, which also kind of plays into this thing with the understatement. My singing teacher from uni told a story about her first audition in the States, and she went in and they asked her, so can you sing? And she said, I'm alright, not bad. And they go, okay, well, next person please. And she had to sort of say, oh no, when I said that I meant I'm really, really good, because you kind of deliberately underplay how good you are at something or how well you did at something. And of course, the elephant in the room, we don't pronounce our terminal R's. This got me into trouble during my Ragnarok video. Someone left a comment underneath telling me that I was wrong in my description of Freya, and they were talking about Freya, not Freya, and I'm in heaps of trouble with that brother and sister combo, because I don't pronounce the R on the end of Freya, so it's just Freya and Freya. I wish I was Scandinavian sometimes. So there's that video that started out as the accent tag and actually turned into just me talking about the Australian accent. So there we go, I hope you learned something new. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button and the subscribe button and the share button and any other buttons that I may have forgotten. It's a tag, so I should probably tag people. Holland, Scott, Caitlin and Vaughn, and someone with an English accent. Do it as well. In fact, everyone do it, and link me to your videos, because I really am super interested in this now. What do you guys call fizzy drink? That is it. I am done. I will see you guys some other time. What?